So you want to make loads of money as a tax sale investor, right? That's awesome. That's exactly what I want for you. The problem is that you might not be sure exactly how. Well, that's the reason I'm here. And on this episode, I've got a great strategy to help you reach your income goals in this business. Now, before we get started, my name is Casey Denman. I've been investing in tax liens and deeds for well over 2 decades now. And I've been training others for more than a dozen years through my videos, book, and the comprehensive training platform that I operate at taxsaleacademy.com. So if you want to make more money in this business, you must have the right approach. Now, obviously, this approach can take some time to develop, often years, through the trial and error process that I went through. Of course, we can shortcut that process as well. We can learn from those that started where you are starting right now and who are at a place that you want to go. 22 years ago now, I started that same journey, and during that time, I've trained thousands of people just like you. But what I commonly see is people that are just confused. They don't know what to do. Obviously, I'm here to help. I have loads of tools for that, but today, I want to share one simple method that'll help you reframe your path to success. Instead of just spinning your wheels, I want to help provide you with a different tactic that might help you see this business different to help you get off the ground. It is called inverting the path to failure. For many people, it's pretty easy to know what not to do. And then we can take that, we can twist it around, and we can learn from it. And this applies to just about everything in life, even kids, for example. So if my kid gets on his bike and he crashes into the side of a building, he's going to learn real fast he probably shouldn't have done whatever actions led him to driving his bike into the side of that building. If a baker burns a cake, he or she will learn to reduce the heat or reduce the duration. If a tree trimmer cuts down a tree and it falls onto a house, he or she will learn not to do that anymore. The list goes on, and of course, and we can get a little bit ridiculous. But the point here is that it is oftentimes very easy to learn what to do by first learning what not to do. And often, it's easy to come up with reasons that we can or we will fail, or at least reasons that we think we can or will fail, even if it requires completely overlooking the solution to those problems initially. So today, this exercise will help you apply this tactic to the tax sale business. And you can even write this stuff down if you'd like to, but I want you to think of every single way that you could possibly fail in this business. No matter how ridiculous it might sound, think of each and every one. And again, if you want to stop this, you're going to pause this right now and write these reasons down, go ahead. All right. Now you have that list, the list of every reason you think you can fail in this business. Now, I don't know exactly what your list says, but I've been doing this a very long time. I've been training thousands and thousands of tax sale investors all around the world, and I get a lot of the same questions, comments, and concerns, and I've received those just about every day since the day that I started training other people. Here are a few of the common possibilities that people will list when it comes for reasons of failing as a tax sale investor. Pay more money than it's worth. Buy the wrong property. Too much competition. No good properties. Issues with the county. Outstanding liens. Don't know where to start. Property is in poor condition. The occupant destroys the property. Not enough money. Scared to start. Structural problems. Can't sell a property they buy. Lawsuits. Title issues. Holding costs. The list goes on and on and on. Those are some pretty common examples. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take the very first one, flip it around, and do the exact opposite. Take it to the extreme opposite end. So in our case, let's say it is pay too much money. I get it. You're scared that you're going to pay too much money for the property, and then you will lose money on your investment. Nobody wants to do that. So when we flip it around, instead of paying too much money, let's say you pay far less than that property is worth. This is the simplest and most obvious approach to investing, right? So you have the fear of paying too much money is the reason you'll fail. Pay less than it's worth is the inverse or the reason you will succeed. Now we just need a path from failure to success. So what is that path to solve the problem? It's very simple. Know how to value properties for your selling approach. That's it. That's really all it takes. Now, if you want to take that one step further, you have to think about your experience, your knowledge, your training, the previous results perhaps that you have, and then kind of help define that and dig into it a little bit more. Obviously, you would need to learn how to value properties. You would need to learn how to create max bid amounts that ensure you pay far less than what a property is worth. And if you do that, you solve the problem. You remove that fear of failing by paying too much money. Let's work a few more of these. Let's take too much competition. You are scared there is too much competition, which will lead to higher prices and no success and a whole lot of wasted time, energy, and effort. When we flip that around, what do we have? Instead of too much competition, we have no competition. Now, obviously, it might not be possible to get absolutely zero competition. There's probably going to be at least one or two people that show up at the tax sale that you go to. But in the spirit of this exercise, how could we find no competition or as close to it as possible? That's going to be your answer. Maybe we search areas that have low competition, that have low turnouts when it comes to attendees or bidders. And we can do this by researching previous auction results and a lot of other strategies that I teach. Now, you might not have that knowledge, of course, to just point at a map and say, boom, that's going to be an area that has low competition. So again, it takes research. It takes strategy. It takes some effort to connect the dots here. It takes some effort to go from failing because of too much competition to success because of little competition. But at least now you have the path that you need to study on, to learn, to focus. What do you need to do? You need to find those areas with less competition. If you don't know exactly how to do that, you need to take the time to learn. Again, I teach it inside the Tax Sale Academy and here on this channel. Let's work another one. Let's say that you don't think you can succeed because you have no money. Let's inverse that. The solution is to get money, right? It's very, very simple. Now, you have a starting point on what to learn, what to research. How do I get more money to invest? I discuss options here in my free book at taxsalebook.com. I discuss options in the premium trainings and plenty of other places. Partners, loans, retirement accounts that you own, retirement accounts that other people own, savings, credit cards, business loans, personal loans. There's plenty of places to come up with the funds if you're creative and if you truly want to succeed. And I could also, of course, add something here like find cheaper properties to that list as well, because maybe you think you need a whole bunch of money, $50,000, $100,000, and you don't yet realize you can get started for less than $1,000. Another one, let's say that your failure reason is scared to start, right? You're just scared to start. You're scared that you're going to make a mistake. The success reason here, the inverse of that, is that you are confident and you are ready to start. So how do you go from being scared to start to being overly confident to start? The solution path here is to gain that confidence. We gain that confidence through learning, through practicing, and perhaps even through some life experiences. Now at least you have an action step. You have something that you can do to help you gain the confidence so you can remove the fear of failing because you were scared to start in the first place. Next one. Let's say that there are no good properties. You think you will fail because you cannot find an, in quote, good property. Well, what's the inverse of that? It's to find good properties, right? Now, this might mean different things for different people. A lot of people will look at one tax sale auction list and say, nope, there's no good properties on this list. And immediately, they think that's the reason they're going to fail. So instead of just seeing one or two lists and saying, nope, no good properties, you need to seek out lists that does have good properties. It's very, very simple. This could also mean that you might need to redefine your definition of good. If you think good only means that cute little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a picket fence, then you might not see too many properties that are your definition of good. So perhaps you broaden your thinking so that it now includes that 1/4 acre vacant lot that you've been overlooking time and time again. Another one, you think you will fail due to outstanding liens. You've heard all these problems that somebody somewhere on the internet posted about that they had some unexpected liens, right? Well, what is the solution to that? The solution is to buy a property that does not have those unexpected liens. And what do you need to do to connect failure to solution. In this case, you need to learn how to research your properties, that you only buy properties without county liens, and learn what liens stick. Now, again, that's going to require some digging. And a lot of times that might require you to put forth the effort to learn a new skill like researching titles. But at least now you know there's a solution to the reason you think you might fail by inheriting some sort of unexpected liens. Next one, let's say that you think you're going to fail because you'll buy a property that you can't sell. Now, the inverse of that is to buy a property you can sell very, very easily. The path here is to only buy properties that you know you can sell easily. How do you do that? You base it upon your research. Now, that might take time, might take effort to learn, might take effort to develop that strategy on how you're going to sell those properties. But if it puts you anywhere near the I can't sell this property category, you should be running the opposite direction. You should never buy a property that is marginal, whether you can be able to sell it or not. That's not the type of investment you want to make. So hopefully by now, you have the general idea of how this exercise operates, and you can use this same approach to turn your challenges into successes and ultimately more money. You know, when we look at what we're doing here, we have the reason we fail, the reason we'll succeed. It's just a matter of figuring out the path from failure to success. And a lot of times, you might be able to come up with the path rather easily, but actually executing that path might take some more time, might take some more effort, might take some sort of formal training, or maybe even another few YouTube videos or wherever you get your information from. It might take you digging a little bit deeper. Obviously, we would love to teach you in the Tax Sale Academy if that's what you would like. You know, we would be more than happy to hold your hand from failure to success to make sure you get over all of those hurdles. Listen, tax sale investing is an incredible business, but yes, there will be things that might not click for a lot of people right away. As somebody that has seen many, many people come into this business without a clue what they're doing, including myself, these challenges, these things that might not click are different for everybody. Something that might seem simple for you might be very confusing for somebody else, and vice versa. That's not the issue here. The issue is how you choose to deal with these challenges. If you are struggling, just try taking the inverse of that struggle and then finding a path to that solution. That's all I've got for you today. Hopefully this helps to reframe a few of the topics that you might have been struggling with. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the episodes here on the Tax Sale Podcast, please do me a huge favor and leave some positive feedback or whatever podcasting or video platform you're listening or watching us on right now. These are free episodes, of course. I don't charge a listing or membership fee, but your positive feedback truly does help us out in the podcasting world and might even serve to pay it forward to somebody who learns about this incredible business simply because you took the time to leave us a positive feedback comment or click that 5-star review. And as always, if we can be of any additional help, make sure you check out our training platform at taxsaleacademy.com. Hey, take care, folks, and make it a successful day. We'll see you next time right here on the Tax Sale Podcast. Bye-bye.